Most people over 50 think their best physical years are behind them. They've accepted the stiffness, the weight gain, the shrinking energy. They think that's just aging. But here's what the science actually says. The single most powerful thing you can do for your body after 50, the thing that literally rewires how fast you age, is lifting weights. Not running, not yoga, not walking. Strength training? And today I'm going to show you exactly what happens to your body when you start, and why it is never ever too late to begin. Why this matters over 50. Here's the reality nobody prepares you for. After 50, your body loses between 1 and 2% of its muscle mass. Every single year, a process called sarcopenia. By the time most people reach 70, they've lost up to 30% of the muscle they had at their peak. Less muscle means slower metabolism, weaker bones, poor balance, higher injury risk, and a body that ages dramatically faster than it has to. But here's the extraordinary part. Muscle is one of the only tissues in the human body that you can rebuild at any age, and strength training is the key that unlocks that process. Let's go through exactly what happens from your very first session. When you pick up those weights after 50, change 1, you rebuild lost muscle. The moment you begin strength training, your body receives a signal it hasn't heard in years. Adapt or fall behind. Your muscle fibers experience microdamage, tiny, harmless tears that your body immediately begins repairing. Each repair cycle builds the fiber back slightly thicker, slightly stronger. This process is called muscle protein synthesis, and research, published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning, research confirms that adults over 50 can achieve the same relative muscle growth as people in their 20s and 30s, given the right training stimulus. You may not be building a bodybuilder's physique, but you will be rebuilding the functional, life-changing muscle that sarcopenia has been quietly stealing from you. Most people notice real visible and functional changes within 6 to 8 weeks. Change 2, your bones get denser. This one is critical, especially for women. After menopause, estrogen drops sharply, and with it goes a major protector of bone density. Osteoporosis affects over 200 million people worldwide, and fractures from falls are one of the leading causes of loss of independence after 60. Strength training directly stimulates osteoblasts, the cells responsible for building new bone tissue. The mechanical load placed on your skeleton during resistance exercise sends a signal that your bones need to be stronger, and they respond accordingly. Multiple studies confirm that consistent strength training can not only slow bone loss, but actually reverse it, measurably increasing bone mineral density in adults over 50 and 60. Stronger bones mean fewer fractures, more confidence in movement, and a far better quality of life as you age. Change 3, your metabolism wakes back up. Here's something most people don't realize. Muscle is metabolically expensive. Every pound of muscle on your body burns calories, even while you're sitting still. As muscle mass declines after 50, your resting metabolic rate drops, which is a huge reason why weight creeps on, even when your eating habits haven't changed. When you rebuild muscle through strength training, you raise your resting metabolic rate permanently. Your body burns more energy around the clock, not just during the workout. One study from Tufts University found that just 12 weeks of strength training in older adults raised their resting metabolism by 7%, equivalent to burning an extra 100 calories a day without doing anything extra. That's the metabolic reset most people think is impossible after 50. Strength training makes it possible. Change 4, your hormones shift in your favor. Strength training is one of the most powerful hormonal interventions available, and you don't need a prescription. When you lift weights, your body releases a cascade of anabolic hormones, including testosterone, growth hormone, and IGF-1, all of which decline naturally after 50. Each strength session gives your endocrine system a powerful reminder to keep producing these vital compounds. For men, this means better energy, mood, libido, and muscle-maintaining hormones. For women, strength training helps offset the estrogen, loss of menopause, reducing hot flashes, improving sleep, and supporting emotional resilience. Research also shows that strength training dramatically reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that, when chronically elevated, accelerates aging, promotes fat storage, and breaks down muscle tissue. One study found cortisol levels dropped significantly in adults over 55 after just 8 weeks of consistent resistance training. Change 5, your brain gets younger. This is the benefit most people never see coming, and it may be the most remarkable. Strength training doesn't just change your body, It physically changes your brain. During resistance exercise, your muscles release a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, often described by neuroscientists as fertilizer for the brain. BDNF stimulates the growth of new neurons, strengthens neural connections, and protects existing brain cells from age-related decline. A landmark study from the University of British Columbia found that women over 65 who did resistance training twice a week showed measurably better memory, attention, and executive function compared to those who did only stretching. Other research links regular strength training to a significantly reduced risk of Alzheimer's disease and dementia. You are not just protecting your muscles, you are protecting your mind. Change 6. Your heart and blood sugar improve. Cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes are two of the biggest health threats after 50, and strength training tackles both with remarkable effectiveness. Muscle tissue is the body's largest glucose disposal site. When you have more of it, your muscles absorb blood sugar far more efficiently, improving insulin sensitivity and reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes. Research shows resistance training alone can reduce HbA1c, a key diabetes marker, comparably to medication in some studies. For heart health, strength training lowers resting blood pressure, reduces arterial stiffness, and improves circulation. The American Heart Association now officially recommends strength training twice a week as a core component of cardiovascular health. Not just aerobic exercise. Change 7. You move without pain. One of the most immediate and life-changing effects of strength training after 50 is what it does to everyday pain, particularly in the knees, hips, and lower back. Most chronic joint pain at this age isn't the joint itself. It's the surrounding muscle being too weak to support and stabilize the joint properly. When the muscle strengthens, the joint is protected, and the pain often resolves dramatically. Studies on adults with knee osteoarthritis found that strength training reduced pain and improved function as effectively as anti-inflammatory medication without the side effects. Strong glutes protect your knees. A strong core protects your spine. Strong hips protect everything. It really is that connected. How to start the right way after 50. Now, how do you actually begin? Here's what the research and coaches agree on. Start slow. Your joints and connective tissue adapt more slowly than muscle. Give them time. 2 to 3 sessions per week with full recovery days in between is ideal. Prioritize compound movements. These are exercises that work multiple muscle groups at once: squats, deadlifts, rows, overhead press, and lunges. They give you the most benefit in the least time and mirror real-life movement. Progressive overload is the key. Each week, aim to do slightly more. 1 more rep, a slightly heavier weight. This is what forces the body to keep adapting and growing. You don't need a gym. Resistance bands, dumbbells, and even body weight are highly effective starting points. A gym gives you more options, but it is not a requirement. Work with a trainer at first, even for just a few sessions. Proper form prevents injury and makes every session more effective. It's the best investment you can make. Common myths busted. Let's quickly clear up the 3 biggest myths that hold people back. Myth 1. I'll get too bulky. False. Building large muscle requires very specific training, extreme caloric surplus, and often decades of work. At 50+, you will build lean, functional muscle, not a bodybuilder's physique. Women especially have far too little testosterone for this to happen accidentally. Myth 2. It's dangerous for older joints. The opposite is true. Done correctly, strength training is one of the most joint protective activities available. It's inactivity and weakness that cause injury, not lifting. Myth 3. It's too late for me. Research includes participants who began strength training in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, and every single study shows measurable improvements in strength, muscle, and function. It is never too late. Aging is not optional. But how you age? That part is largely up to you. Strength training after 50 isn't about vanity. It's about staying independent, staying sharp, staying in the game for your family, your passions, and yourself. So here's your challenge. This week, do your first session, even 20 minutes, even body weight only. Just start, because the best time to begin was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. If this video gave you value, hit that thumbs up. It helps us reach more people who need this message. Subscribe for more evidence-based content built for the 50+ generation. And drop a comment. What's stopping you from starting? Or what changed when you did? I read every single one. See you in the next one.